Greeting, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bitcoin that we are going to talk about. The concept that much of today's cash money use will certainly move to digital tokens is neither fattish nor ridiculous, as long as you don't begin corresponding the future of money with Bitcoin. Certainly, federal governments will obtain some elements of the dispersed ledger innovation behind personal cryptocurrencies. However, they will for sure quite want to retain control of what circulates as money in their economic situations. Some will certainly do well. Comment below. Let us know if you have owned some Bitcoin, at what price. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Do not be amazed if by the end of the current years, the e-wallet on your smart device appears like a multi-currency account. But instead of taking care of commercial banks, you may be a client of reserve banks. Besides the Bahamian sandbuck, there's no official online money in mass circulation yet. Still, electronic yuan pilots are gathering speed as Beijing goes for a possible rollout accompanying the 2022 Winter Season Olympics. Sweden may be the following significant country to follow suit. The Bank of Japan has no prompt strategies. However, it recognizes the opportunity of a rise in public need for official electronic money going forward. Also in the US, which is only dabbling the principle, electronic settlement cards that don't count on traditional savings account can enhance economic inclusion amongst cash individuals, according to a September 2020 paper by Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta President Raphael Bostic and others. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says a digital buck is absolutely worth considering. As soon as China, as well as the US, are both in the battle royal, digital money is bound to come to be a device for possessing international influence by carving up the world right into brand new money blocks. That's because any type of token will certainly have twin usages outside the issuing nation's boundaries. The dollar, or yuan, that turns up in a phone wallet in Indonesia or India, backed by a solemn promise of taxpayers in the US or China, might be made use of for buying products, solutions, or assets worldwide. Just as conveniently, this brand new money can end up changing domestic currency in individuals' day-to-day life. Although this is no different from conventional dollarization that takes place in nations pestered by inflation and currency exchange rate volatility, the comfort and ease of access of central bank-issued digital cash money can allow alternative at a quicker rate and larger range, according to Tao Zhang, a deputy managing director at the International Monetary Fund. To stay in control of financial policy, authorities in smaller economies will require their tokens to be attractive in domestic situations. The goal for larger nations may be different. China and also the United States might wish to offer add-ons that make the eCNY, or the Fed coin, the preferred selection for foreigners in clearing up international cases. A reliable future will certainly be one in which all central banks' digital currencies are interoperable. In other words, they'll engage with each other, and with private sector options consisting of Bitcoin, claims Sky's Guo, the president of Cypherium, the United States business blockchain startup is a participant of the Fed's Faster Repayments Council and also of the Electronic Financial Institute of the Authorities Monetary and also Financial Institutions Discussion Forum, or OMFIF, a central banking brain trust. Guo is dealing with the difficulties that will develop when sovereign cash gets digitized. How to process high quantities of purchases promptly, inexpensively, and with a solid agreement among computer system registries upgraded automatically throughout a network. Exactly how to give people a feeling of personal privacy in daily repayments, also after the privacy of cash money is shed. Reserve banks will certainly have to make choices. Not all smartphones can run sophisticated digital machines, easily executing the software application code for automated agreements. Choose the incorrect modern technology, and also the unbanked population might once more get omitted. Ditto for overseas remittances, a $124 trillion a year possibility for symbols to change an expensive network of correspondent banks moving money by trading quick messages. However, it will not help tiny transfers if the computing power to confirm transactions in a decentralized network costs way too much. The suitable innovation does not always need to be a blockchain, but it ought to be something lightweight, flexible, and capable of working with heritage systems, Guo says. Above all, the distributed journal must be transparent. There will be other barriers. A driving force for lobbying against reserve bank digital currencies has been established amongst payment processing giants like PayPal, Venmo, and Stripe, Guo tells me. FedCoin will not require these middlemans to send funds. As these businesses come down with technology, it'll be interesting to see how they attempt to secure themselves from disruption. PayPal Holdings Inc., which has the person-to-person service Venmo, competitions Guo's assertion as false. Sustaining as well as distributing reserve bank digital currencies belongs to PayPal's vision of an inclusive future, Chief Executive Officer Dan Schulman informed capitalists last month. Former Bank of England Governor Mike Carney, who has suggested an option to the dollar with a network of reserve bank electronic currencies, lately joined the board of Stripe Inc. One way to resolve the stress might be to co-opt the economic sector, as IMF financial experts Tobias Adrian and also Tommaso Mancini Grifoli have actually suggested. A main virtual money could be like Apple's iPhone OS, with industrial financial institutions and e-money carriers running apps in addition to it. The Apple Health and Wellness app may be fine for a lay user. An athlete will want something extra advanced. Money could go the same way. Countries will certainly likewise need to cooperate with each other. Take MCBDC Bridge. The task for 24/7 cross-border compensations making use of reserve bank electronic money was begun by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and the Bank of Thailand, yet has now been signed up with by the Reserve Bank of the United Arab Emirates and the People's Financial Institution of China. Numerous emerging market central banks may assume that to keep control of their country's money, they should chain the populace to using a single online token, the one they've issued. But that may merely encourage mass movement to private cryptocurrencies that are secured to legal tender as well as consequently much less volatile. Diem, as the previously Facebook Inc.-backed Libra job is now known, can be one such stablecoin. Sovereign money issuers will need to think of themselves less as lords and also masters, and also more as service providers in a free enterprise of electronic cash money. Besides, they'll be pressing their products into congested budgets and hoping that we like them more than a rival offering from one more reserve bank. Those that shed the story might shed their people's commitment. That brings the end of this episode. See you in the next one.